Welcome to Breakthrough Poker Coaching. I'm incredibly excited for you that you've signed up for the program, and I'm actually really excited to bring it to you and have put it together for you because it is a unique coaching program in poker. There's nothing else out there that takes you through in a step-by-step way how to get better at poker, how to progress, and does it in a fashion that allows you to learn while having maximum impact on your game. I totally understand the problem and the challenge that poker creates. After you've been playing for a while, it's really easy to get stuck and not progress quickly. And the real problem is that when we have time to play poker, we just want to play, right? I know that's what you want to do. And yet you have work, you have other life stuff. I have exactly the same situation. And the last thing you want to do is 3 hours of homework. I mean, I left that behind when I was 16. Actually, I didn't even do it when I was 16, if I'm honest. But that's not what we want to spend our time doing. We don't want to do study. So I've designed this program in a way that gives you maximum progression each month, but with minimum amount of theory and minimum amount of time. It's designed around getting you a breakthrough with a problem or a barrier that stops you achieving success each month, but doing it in a way that actually shows up in your game. Because this is my great complaint with poker training. It's all very well reading a 300-page book on poker theory, if that's what you want to do. You'll know more about poker theory, but does it actually make you a better player? Well, this program is designed to do exactly that, make you a better player and do it in a quick time. That doesn't mean to say that it's going to be simple. This is advanced stuff, and it's advanced stuff from some of the best players out there and some of the best communicators about what they do out there. The trick is that I've done the heavy lifting for you. I've talked to them and broken down what they do into a step-by-step way of learning. So it's done with exercises, it's done with breaking it down into as simple and understandable way as I can, but critically done in a way that you can implement in your game. The other fantastic benefit of this program is that it's a group training program. Other players just like you are going through this training program, and we're going to learn together month by month. The fantastic thing about that is there's only serious people in this group coaching program. Now, by serious people, I don't mean people that want to sit in a library and study leather-bound volumes. I mean people that are serious about their poker. People like you, basically, who want to take their poker to the next level, have been looking for a way to do it and to really crack the code of what happens in poker games and how to get to the next level. You're going to learn an awful lot from the pros and from me, but you're also going to learn things from your fellow students as we share insights on the coaching calls. They're going to ask questions you might not have thought of. You're going to get answers from me and the pros that you might not have got otherwise. And it's also going to make it much more enjoyable as you see other people's successes and get inspiration from that. When I sat down to design this program, I wanted to keep one question in the forefront of my mind, and that question is, what would help you win the most quickest? What would help you get the biggest acceleration in your results, your understanding, and your enjoyment? Those are the things that have motivated the design of this program. And so everything is geared towards not what are the theoretical things you need to know to completely understand poker, but what are the big things that you need to crack to kind of get big jumps in your success. So that's how we're going to do this. You've got some great content coming down the track for some great players. I added it up, and the amount that the first few instructors that we're going to talk to have won is over $10 million. So these are people that really know what they're talking about. And the topics are stuff that are really going to help you out. In total, in sum, it's going to make you more aggressive, more confident, and more knowledgeable. It's also going to give you more plays and techniques, like little things that you can actually use. We've got some great topics in just the first few months, like how to bluff effectively, how to really pull off those big bluffs and those big moves, how to 3-bet and 4-bet pre-flop. If you've seen one of those great young aggressive players 3-betting and 4-betting and thought, I know I'm supposed to do that, but no one's ever really told me how, well, we're going to cover that off. Stuff that is just not really out there and not really explained well anywhere is in this program in the first few months. So where to start is kind of a big question in the wide world of poker. Again, I went back to that question, what will give you the biggest impact? And the answer is how to play aggressively pre-flop and dominate aggressive players. This is something that I've wanted to train and break down for people for a long time. It really frustrates me, and I'm sure it's frustrated you, that everyone tells you you're supposed to be aggressive pre-flop and super aggressive pre-flop, and you see these kids on TV making 4 and 5 bets, but nobody actually tells you how to do it. No one actually ever breaks it down and says, well, this is what you should be thinking about. These are the steps you have to go through. I've been wanting to produce this training for a long time, so I'm thrilled to be able to bring it to you. And I'm thrilled to be able to bring it to you with one of the best players around to help me do it. At the end of this month, the breakthrough you're going to achieve is turning you from an average pre-flop player into a 3 or 4 betting machine. You're going to understand exactly when you should be doing that, when you should be 3 and 4 bet bluffing and doing it with weak hands, how to punish other players, and even how to dominate aggressive players. Where we're going to get your game to this month is that you're the one that's always on the front foot when you play pre-flop, and you're putting in your chips with confidence and taking down a ton of pots without even having a showdown. Sounds good, right? And I think you're actually going to really love this month's training. I know you are. Now, when I was thinking about who to get, there are some different people I could have got to do this one, but on my wish list, this guy was pretty much number one. So I'm really excited that he agreed to do it, and I managed to corner him and get some great training from him. He's one of the best tournament players in the world. You can actually make an argument that he is the best. Kevin McPhee is his name. He's won more online than almost anybody else in terms of volume of tournaments, and he knows almost everything about the game. He's actually won over $4.4 million online, a staggering amount of money. The impressive thing is he doesn't have one big jackpot score, so he hasn't won like $1 million in a tournament. It's through consistent excellence that he's done it. He's also thrown in an EPT championship, so he can do it live as well, just for good measure. He's actually a master, let's face it, of tournament poker. And part of his mastery is the pre-flop game. And imagine being Kevin. Every time that he sits down at a table, everyone knows who he is. Everyone knows he's a really strong pre-flop player, really strong player full stop. And he has to encounter this problem of people being aggressive with him pre-flop. In every game he plays, he's thought about it possibly more than anybody else out there. And the really exciting thing is he's never revealed how he does what he does. Now, when you interview a poker pro, you never quite know, especially when they're talking strategy, how good they're going to be at communicating it. Well, I'm thrilled that Kevin has done this month and that he really is one of the natural communicators about poker. He really kind of breaks it down and gives you exercises and tips to get it into your game almost without me prompting. So this month is going to be incredibly valuable. Here's how I'm going to break it down for you. 4 modules this month. The first one is called How to 3-Bet Like a God, one of the awesome gods. And that's going to teach you basically everything you should think about when you're re-raising pre-flop. Now, I know you already 3-bet. Everybody does at some point or other, even if it's just with aces. But you probably have never been taught exactly how to, what you should be thinking about, what hands you should do it with and shouldn't do it with, what spots to do it in. So we're going to cover everything in there and go back to the basic level and make sure we've got the right foundations and mindset for our pre-flop aggression. Module number 2 is how to combat aggressive players. So module number 2 is where we involve Kevin in talking about what to do when you come up against someone that's playing really aggressively pre-flop. It's so important to have a plan and have a strategy in place to deal with that. Otherwise, you're just going to end up folding a lot, tightening up and letting them run over the table. I'm sure you've had that experience where you won't be having it anymore after the second module. Module number 3 is called Dealing with Being 3-Bet. So when you get re-raised, what's the process you should go through pre-flop? This is a huge leak in a lot of players' games. They continue far too much when they get re-raised. So we're going to get you out of that habit and get you into the habit of doing the right things and having a process to go through. Some pretty simple exercises that will get you this change really quickly. And then a really exciting module, the last one, is how to 4-bet. Now, 4-betting, I can remember reading a poker book a long time ago which says when you see a re-raise, when you see a 4-bet, it's always aces. Well, you know that those days are long gone, of course. But the knowledge and training hasn't caught up. There's not much out there telling you exactly how to 4-bet. Well, Kevin breaks it down brilliantly. You're going to know exactly how to 4-bet, how to 4-bet bluff. Now, how many of those have you made this month? Probably not too many. You will do during the next month's training when we break it down for you and you actually do that as an exercise. That's going to be a lot of fun for you. It's a fantastic month's training. You're going to really enjoy it. You're particularly going to really enjoy all of the tips and exercises from Kevin, a couple of which I'm using regularly in my own game. So let's not delay anymore and dive into the training with Module 1. Can't wait to see you there, and you're going to enjoy it. So let's crack on.